What's you guys? Alex chasing back with a brand new video. Hope some good day for your night. If you guys are on this world, and I know I've been really inconsistent lately. I'm sorry. I just haven't. There's really nothing to make, but I'm gonna do my best. All right, I'm gonna bang out videos, even if they're just a little different. I'm gonna do my best to bang out videos, but that's besides the point. This took me 2 hours to make. Me and my friend Colin, and I also got some inputs on other of my friends, and I put it out on Instagram. Some of my friends helped me out a little bit, but this is the power ranking so far this NBA season. They're going to be a little controversial in some parts. I put absolutely no bias in it. The Celtics are in a very bad spot. They should be a lot higher. Like I said, no bias involved in this. Probably about 5 people took part in making this. It was mostly me, but like 4 other people took part in making this. Anyways, let's go in with the video. We're going to start at number 30 and work our way down to number 1. Number 30, the Atlanta Hawks. They are 3-6, and out of the last 10 games, they are 0-10. Trae Young, possible Rookie of the Year. He's doing fine, but their defense is really bad. The Celtics last night, they blew them out. First half, it was 52-26, something like that. They really don't have any offensive structure, and their defense is really, really bad. Also, Trae Young, Taurean Prince, they have some good young talent. Membry's okay, but they don't really have any renowned star. Yeah, they have an off season, but who really wants to go to Atlanta? But Trae Young, Taurean Prince, they look like stars in the making. And yeah, 29, the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are 3-14. In the past 10 games, they are 2-8. So they're doing a decently better, not at all. J.R. Smith wants out. He wants to be traded. Kevin Love is out until January 1st with a nose or leg injury. I think it's both. Something's going on with him. Their starting point guards, Colin Sexton, good young talent. They have Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood. Their backup center, Channing Frye, 36-year-old Channing Frye. Tristan Thompson's a starting center for the Cavaliers. He was a star with LeBron James, kinda. But now he's just showing like, well, we all knew this. He's a pretty bum center. Anyways, 28, the Phoenix Suns, 4-14, 3-7. Another case like the Atlanta Hawks, but I think the Suns have a better young players. They have DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker. They have so much great young talent, but none of them have officially blossomed yet. Well, Devin Booker has blossomed, and DeAndre Ayton has shown signs, averaging 16 points a game, but they need a few other extra players to really give them the boost. They're getting veterans, which I don't know why they are for their bench roles, because they want to get more young talent, or maybe some veterans, but like not now, in a couple years when they're contenders. 27, the Chicago Bulls, 5-14. Past 10 games, they are 3-7. Chris Dunn's been out for a few weeks. He was out for the first week, then he was back for a week. He got hurt. Now he's out for another few weeks. So they're really missing him on the defensive side of things. He averaged almost 2 steals a game. Also a solid scorer, giving you 10+ points a game. Zach LaVine's going off. Probably most improved player. Went from 16 points to 26 points a game. He's killing it out there. But Robin Lopez, he's your starting center. That's not going to fly. Bobby Portis is your 6th man. Sometimes starts. That's fine. Or is I think Wendell Carter Jr. starting, actually. That's my bad. Wendell Carter Jr., he's a rookie. What do you expect out of him? I think the Suns and Bulls, they're one of those teams in a few years they will be up there in the playoffs. Because right now, they're really in rebuild mode, trying to get their young talent to blossom and get to the producing factor they need, but in a few years. All right, 26, we have the New York Knicks, 6-14, 3-7 in the past 10 games. They don't have Kristaps Porzingis. They have Tim Hardaway Jr., he's had like a few 25+ point games this season, but you know, it's Tim Hardaway Jr. He's not going to bring you to the playoffs. They have Enes Kanter, who was a great player with the OKC Thunder, but he's proved he's not going to get you to the playoffs. I mean, he's a solid starting center, but like he's not a Kristaps Porzingis. He's not going to get you 20+ points a game. They're a little bit in like a struggle right now. They have Alonzo Trier, who's looking great. He could be one of the most surprising players this season, undrafted. They also have Mitchell Robinson, who's also an undrafted player. They are very good at picking up undrafted players. Not very good in the draft, except Kristaps Porzingis, obviously. And they also did draft Tim Hardaway Jr., but then he went to the Hawks. Now he's back. But that is the Knicks. 25. This is surprising, but they're really struggling this season. I know they'll turn it around because Greg Popovich is the best coach in the league. Number 25, the Spurs. 9-9, 3-7 in the past 10 games. They started off okay, but then after that, they're 3-7 in the past 10 games. They've kind of hit a slump. I think they'll turn it around. They'll probably move up a lot eventually, maybe like to the middle of the packet, like a 7th, 8th seed in the playoffs. But They're struggling right now. They have DeMar. You know, DeMar DeRozan, he's great. Aldridge he's out of his prime, but he's still balling out, giving you 16-plus points a game. He's still killing it. But other than that, DeJounte Murray, that was a big hit for them, him tearing his ACL at the beginning of the season. That was a big hit. They don't have a starting point guard. Their starting point guard's Derek White, and Mike Forbes. I forget his first name, but something Forbes. If you don't have a point guard, no one that is really trained and can do it well to facilitate the ball and score, it's going to be... Sorry, my camera died, but I was saying, they have DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge, but they don't have a starting point guard that can facilitate the ball efficiently and shoot efficiently, and that's what you need in the NBA. You need a scoring point guard. DeMar DeRozan cannot shoot the three. LaMarcus Aldridge is a pure low-post, mid-range power forward. They don't have anybody that's a real scorer, and that's going to be a problem for them. I mean, they do have Marco Bellinelli, but... he's old. He just shoots the ball. You don't really have a dribbler like a Curry, Kemba Walker. They need someone, and that was DeJounte Murray, but sadly, he's out for the rest of this season. 24, we have the Miami Heat, 7-11, 4-6. They're another one of those teams. They're always in contention mode to make the playoffs, but sometimes they don't make it due to the fact they don't really have any stars, but they have a lot of players that can produce very well. Hassan Whiteside, not really a star, but he can produce pretty darn well. Bam Adebayo looks like a great young center, but he's a little too young to really tell. They have Josh Richardson, Justice Winslow, Tyler Johnson. They have some good young talent. Kelly Olynyk, he's okay. Sorry, I love you, Kelly, but you're not that good. They have some good young talent besides Kelly Olynyk, but they need to do a little better. But that young talent still getting a good amount of points a game, like 16 to 20 points a game. Josh Richardson's really balling out. He took a step last year to this year. He's doing terrific for my fantasy team. You know, he's getting me 25 points a game. I love you, bro. But yeah, Dwayne Wade's old. He's been out for a while. He's probably not going to play too many minutes, and he's not going to carry you to the playoffs like he could have 5-10 years ago. He's old. He's rusty. He's here for his last season, just taking the ride off into the sunset in the beautiful City of Lights. No, that's Los Angeles. Miami, Vice City jerseys, fire. 23, the Jazz, 8-11, 4-6. This is a big surprise. They're 8-11. They are 4-6 in the last 10. I think they would be 11-8, if not even better. Like, they have Donovan Mitchell, one of the best shooting guards in the league, has proven himself to be one of the best younger players in this league. Rudy Gobert, a top 5 center in this league, pure defensive player, can score a little bit in the low post, but his defense just helps out the team tremendously. Drake Crowder, everybody hates on him, but he's a great perimeter defender and a solid offensive scorer. Like, a lot of people hate on him, but he's a very efficient player, and he's there when you need him to make big plays. He's there. Joe Ingles, pure three-point shooter, but can actually get down low and get a little tussle muscle with the guys. But other than that, he's a pure shooter. It's not that they don't have no talent. I just think they need a little bit more help. Ricky Rubio's fine, but I think they need a little bit of more scoring, I guess, if I had to say, for their struggles. They don't really have a pure scorer. I mean, Donovan Mitchell's a pure scorer, but he kind of does everything. I mean, they don't really have a Kyle Korver who's going to come off the bench, and if he just shoots threes, he'll get you 20 points, or a Marco Bellinelli, JJ Redick. Maybe they need one of those types of players that get them over the hump, but as of right now, they're struggling. It's not looking too good. They'll make the playoffs. They'll figure it out. What's this white? My mouth's very dry. But they'll figure it out, and yeah. Number 22, the Denver Nuggets. They are 12-7, and they are 4-6 in the last 10. Their record's fine right now, 12-7, but they've been really struggling with the 4-6 in the past 10. So they're kind of on the down. They're kind of on the slope down. You know, see how smooth that was. Slope down. They'll figure it out though. They'll get back to the 6-4 in the past 10. But right now they're 4-6. They're kind of struggling. They still have a good record. They're still the 5th seed in the West, but they're 4-6 in the last 10. That's what pushes them back to 22. Number 21, the Brooklyn Nets, 8-12, 4-6 in the last 10. You know, Caris LeVert's out for actually not the rest of this season. I think I already said this in one of my videos, but he just dislocated his ankle, even though it looked a lot worse. So he's only going to be out for maybe a few months. We don't really know, but he'll be back this season. Looking forward to that. So it's basically the D'Angelo Russell show with some other role players to help him out. So they're not really going to probably do too well. I say 30 plus points, 30 wins. I don't know, because they're in the East, but if they don't have Caris LeVert, I don't think they have a possibility even getting to. They could be the 8th seed. I think if they had Caris LeVert the rest of this season, if he never got hurt, I think they could have snagged an 8th seed. They have Jarrett Allen, DeMarcus. They have a lot of scoring options and a lot of good young talent is actually capable. But sadly, Caris LeVert's out, and I don't think they have enough to help out there. So number 20, the Wizards. They did start off, they were probably going to be 30 in the power rankings, but they're actually coming along. Not really. They're 6-12 with a 5-5 in the last 10, but they're at 500 in the last 10, so they're on the upward slope. I kind of knew this was going to happen. I know they do have a lot of locker room struggles with Bradley Beal and John Wall, a lot of tension there, and that's not good since those are your two stars on the team. They do have D12, but you know, it's old D12. He's not going to slam the ball and do a Superman windmill 360 troll to get the ball in. They do have a solid coach, but it's just, I don't think it's the full circle is working there. I think they're going to have to make a move. And Bradley Beal might go to the Hornets. That's what I've been hearing, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Wizards are going to try to work it out, but yeah, so it's a little bit of a sad situation there. I think they're going to turn it around, but maybe they'll miss the playoffs. I don't know. But I hope they don't, because they're a really fun team to watch. They have two fantastic scorers, Bradley Beal and John Wall. 19, the Wolves, 8-11, 4-6 in the last 10. Losing Jimmy Butler was the best thing for them. They are doing so much. I mean, they're still 8-11 and 4-6 in the last 10, but they're on the upward slope. They're doing a lot better than they did previously with Jimmy Butler, who was just like a sore thumb in the locker room. It just wasn't really a good fit for him. He's kind of one of those guys, Jimmy Butler, doesn't really help out your locker room for a positive situation. He kind of downgrades your locker room. Not sure why, never been the experience, but that's what I've seen, and it's kind of proven itself with every team he's been on. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Actually, I don't hope it happens in Philadelphia, but, you know, right now Philadelphia's balling out with Jimmy Butler. 18, the Kings, 10-8, 5-5 in the last 10. To the Kings. I'm trying, the Celtics right here, we're trying to get the number 1 to number 3 pick right now to get Zion Williams, RJ Barrett, Cameron Reddish, Bull, someone amazing that's going to make us even better. What are you doing, Kings? You should not be 10-8. You should be trying to tank to give us a good pick. Because if the Kings right now keep winning, they're about to keep their own pick and probably get like the 15th pick or something, and they're about to get some decent player, but we're trying to get a star. If you didn't know, the Celtics have their pick, but not right now. It looks like the Kings are about to just snag that away from us. If it falls in the lottery, we get it, but like right now the Kings are doing pretty good with a 10-8 record. They're the 18th in the power rankings. Let me turn my computer back on. It kind of slept. It's in sleep mode. All right, we're back. The 17, the Pistons, 9-9, 5-5 in the last 10. They're at 500 in every realm possible. They're like the exact middle of the road team. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose more, and I would not be surprised if they win more. They're one of those teams that I wouldn't be surprised if they go in either direction due to the fact they have talent, but sometimes their talent sucks. Like Blake Griffin, he's been really good this season, but Andre Drummond, excuse me, can suck sometimes. Other days, he's fine. Just due to the fact that he's a pure defensive, get the rebounds, put it back up player. He can't really shoot. Yes, Dwayne Casey said he wants Andre Drummond to shoot threes now. Don't really think that'll work out for you, but like I said, they're one of those teams I wouldn't be surprised if they're bad or good. I think they're probably going to do good this season because, like, no, they have good talent. Reggie Jackson's doing okay. Blake Griffin's okay. Andre Drummond's doing fine. I don't mean to hate on him, but he's one of those guys that's a little inconsistent depending on where he is. The Boston Celtics. Number 16 in the power rankings. 10-9, 4-6 in the last 10. We have lost too many games against bad teams. Knicks, the Jazz, I guess they're a tough team, but they're not doing good right now. I just don't like it. I did have the Celtics worse, but I said to myself, they're not this bad. They're not as bad as the Kings, Wolves, Wizards, Nets, Nuggets. I did have them all the way at 23, but I moved them up to 16. It's just like, we have so much talent. I know we're going to turn it around. I don't want to spend too much time on the Celtics, but yeah. So number 15, the Pelicans. 10-9, 6-4 in the last 10. They started off wicked hot. They kind of slowed down a little bit, then they kind of ramped it back up. They're like in the middle of the pack. Good job. 14, the Magic. They're probably going to be 28 by the end of the season in the power rankings, but right now they're doing okay. They're 9-10, which is not great, but they're 6-4 in the last 10, so they're on the upward trend. It's not that they have a bad team, but their team's really young and really old at the same time. They have really young players and really old players. No one that's really in the middle. I mean, they do have Jonathan Simmons, who's like 30, who's kind of in the middle, but like he's not really anything special. They don't really, and they have a really great young talent, which like in a few years will probably make them pretty good. But as of right now, not really. 13, the Pacers, 11-8 and 5-5 in the last 10. Pacers, Victor Oladipo, Darren Collison, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Miles Turner, Thaddeus Young. That's a great starting five right there. And they are doing fine. They're one of those teams I expect. They're probably going to be like, get 45 wins, between 40 and 45 wins. This is a perfect record for in the situation they are in the season right now. Now, number 12, we have the Mavericks, 8-9, 6-4. Now, Luka Doncic is balling out. Dirk Nowitzki's been hurt. He's old. Forget about him. He's gone. But Luka Doncic, he's their new star, and he's doing fantastic. Dennis Smith Jr. is a fantastic young point guard. You know, Harrison Barnes is a fantastic, not middle-aged, but like just getting into his prime small forward. They're looking good. I mean, they probably won't make the playoffs. They're probably going to be on the downfall eventually. But as of right now, they're on the upper rise, and they're looking pretty darn good. Number 9, we have the Blazers. 12-7, 6-4. I expected this from the Blazers. They have one of the best point guards in the league, Damian Lillard. One of the best shooting guards in the league, C.J. McCollum. One of the top 10, 15 centers in the league, Yusuf Nurkic. Evan Turner, solid perimeter defender. They have Nick Stauskas, Steph Curry, pure three-point shooters that will give you a shot every time you need them. I expect this from them. They're like the third, second seed in the West. I expect this. Just keep it up, Blazers. But they're one of those teams. I know you won't. They always eventually just start sucking for a while, and it turns to like the 6th, 7th seed, and that's like, why? Number 8, we have the Rockets at 9-8 and 7-3 in the last 10. They started off the season really bad without Carmelo Anthony, but it wasn't his fault. But as of now, they've won 7 out of the last 10. That is pretty darn good. They're on the uprise. They're probably going to move up in the power rankings. They are doing pretty good. Number 7 is the Grizzlies. I think I might have said number 7 for the Rockets. They were number 8. Number 7 for the Grizzlies. 12-6. 7-4 in the last 10. Grizzlies are another one of those teams. I would not be surprised. Well, when they have Mike Conley and Marc Gasol, they're easily a playoff team, and they just kind of carry the team. And the rest of their talent's not bad, but it's not like anything amazing. But they have a really, they're one of those teams at the exact middle. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat a team, and I would not be surprised if they lost. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Warriors. I would not be surprised if they lost. Like, they're one of those teams like exactly in the middle. I wouldn't be surprised in either direction they take, kind of like the Pistons, but the Grizzlies are a little more pronounced when it comes to that. Number 6, we have the 76ers. 13-8 and 7-3 in the last 10. Jimmy Butler has been giving them this 7-3. I mean, Joel Embiid's been balling out, looking like an MVP caliber right now. Jimmy Butler's doing his thing, averaging like 20-plus points a game. Ben Simmons, he's pretty darn overrated. He just goes down low and scores. I know he's like really efficient at it, but he like cries whenever he has to take a far two-pointer. It's like, come on. Or he has to take a jumper. It's like, come on, bro. That's what you're supposed to do in the NBA. Number 5, top 5 right now, Bucks, 13-5, 6-4. Giannis balling out, Chris Middleton balling out, Eric Bledsoe doing okay, Malcolm Brogdon balling out. That core right there is doing terrific. They have really not many bench pieces. They're okay, but nothing really crazy. But Giannis, Middleton, Brogdon, and Bledsoe, that's what the carrying force is right now, and they're looking pretty darn good, and they finally have figured it out. I'm very happy for the Bucks. Number 4. They went probably from the bottom to the very top very quick. A little bit surprised, but not really. They have LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers, number 4, 11-7 and 8-2 in the last 10. Yeah, 8-2. They started off the season pretty bad, but they're 8-2 in the last 10. Got to give it up. They finally figured it out, and the Lakers are going to make the playoffs again. And LeBron James is going to bring them to the playoffs and get a first-round exit for the first time in forever. Number 2, another LA team, the Los Angeles Clippers. Oh, my bad. Hold up. Too fast. Number 3, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Finally, another team figured it out. Started 0-4. They're 8-2 in the last 10, and they are 12 and 2 ever since they started 0-4. They are doing terrific right now. I am so excited to see what their capabilities are in the playoffs and what they can finish off this season as, and hopefully they're one of those teams that only loses like 25, 30 games. I think they can do it. As of right now, all their pieces are shooting at every single possible level possible. They are shooting at all cylinders of the game, defense, offense. They look very, very good. Number 2, another LA team. Finally, The Los Angeles Clippers, 12-6 and 8-2 in the last 10. I did not expect this. Doc Rivers doing terrific. My last video, I said he could possibly be Coach of the Year. He's carrying this team. They have Tobias Harris as their best player, Avery Bradley, who's a solid defensive player, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as their point guard. They have a pretty solid team, but they're finally doing it. Got to give it up to the Clippers. And do I think this will sustain? Absolutely not. Maybe I think they'll probably finish 6th, 7th, 8th seed if they sustain it. But I don't think they'll sustain it to the point where they're like the 1st, 2nd, 3rd seed. But the #1 team in the NBA right now, they don't have the best record in the NBA. Actually, they do have the best record in the NBA, but not the past 10 games. The Toronto Raptors, 16-4, 7-3 in the last 10. Not that they were struggling in the last 10, but not as good as some other teams I've mentioned. But the Raptors are still #1 team in the league right now. Kawhi Leonard looking like an MVP. Kyle Lowry having his best statistical year possible this season. Pascal Siakam's looking like a mini Draymond Green. Their bench is looking fantastic. CJ Miles, Fred VanVleet, DeLon Wright. They have so much depth. This is what the Celtics should be doing. The Raptors are what the Celtics should be looking at right now. They have so much depth, so much talent. They're shooting at all cylinders possible of the game. They're looking terrific. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was very long. If you lasted this long, you are a trooper, and I thank you for the support. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like always, peace.